Hey traders, how's it going today? Hopefully you guys having a great day today. Wanted to go over today's recap, home of the Jensen code, where our goal is not what you can make, but what you can keep. And today is a perfect example of that. Actually closing up the day with a red day today, and go ahead and show you guys here. So we are closing out the day just about $867 red. So not a bad day, not bad overall. When you take the larger context of things. And this is exactly what we discuss day in and day out with our members, as well as in the community and these recaps with you guys. It's not what you can make, but what you can keep. Currently, we are just about, I want to say 10, 12K up on the month so far. So $867 is well within our threshold. But the more important part today that I wanted to discuss is knowing when to pull away. Okay. Briefly touched on that yesterday, when to be a sniper, when to pull the trigger, when to not to, when to take it easy. And today was a good example of when the human element can come in. So I wanted to go ahead and discuss that. Today we'll talk about the market. They actually provided great opportunities. And as usual, I'll go over our thesis from the morning, the trade ideas that were implemented throughout the day, and then the actual trades taken. Okay, and that puts us for today. Ended up being a red day, like I said, about $867.50. Let's go back to the room. Okay, so today market action provided for some great opportunities. I'll show you guys that here in the chart in a sec. Really good solid trades today. Just happened to be worked out on a really good trade. Quite unfortunate, and that's where the human element started to come in. Our mentor went ahead and was stopped out on that trade as well. So made for a little bit of an aggravating day. He's closing up. Go ahead and show you guys here. It looks like he'll be closing up today just about flat as well. So not bad. Now, key lessons here. So you can see here the daily posts. Pause the video. You can just go through. Okay. And this is the important part. So yes, today's red really makes for key lessons that we discuss day in and day out with you guys. Not what you can make, but what you can keep. And oh boy, was today the temptation day to try and push for more, but you got to know when to take a step back and realize that you are slightly off or something is going on, no matter how good the trade setup is, no matter how good the systems are. Right? So, for all of you that want to find out more about how to do that in these markets, right? How to keep what you make, how to stay sustainable in these markets, then later on in the video, we'll go through and go over the brief details on the website, show you guys what the website looks like, show you guys what the systems that we use. We have AI systems running in the background. They're constantly feeding us information, and that's what keeps us sustainable in these markets for the long period of time we've had in these markets. We've been around for a very long time, and it is the only way to have a sustainable career is by uh, risk management, right? Money management, and doing your best you can to not have blowout days, not blow up, not give back profits made. And today's a perfect example of that. So we'll discuss that here in a sec. But as you guys know, our goal here in the community is to make profitability sustainable. We have a saying in the community: it's not what you make, but what you can keep. With the accuracy provided through the systems and AI technology, that we believe that this community can help provide the environment in order to achieve the sustainable path that most traders are missing. Okay, let's go ahead and review the morning analysis for you guys. This is done on a morning call live with our members every day. Okay, I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can see. Pause the video, take a look at today's levels. You guys can go back and review your own charts and notice how those played out. This was the morning picture, and it was also a big CPI day today. So we were initially looking for some type of volatile action into CPI. Everybody was expecting that to come out real cold or real hot. Okay, we actually ended up getting kind of a tame report, not much. So that leads to a mechanical action of day. Okay, the day becomes mechanically driven and sentiment driven. So in the live call, we went ahead and started to discuss right here. I'll zoom in so you guys can read it. There we go. Pause the video if you need to, but I'll sum it up real quick. It says, hope you had a great trading day, great evening, and ready for the volatile day ahead. As we approach the big CPI day, the results of the report matter zero, but the point is rather the reaction, sentiment, and mechanics. And our live calls are at 6:30 in the morning or 8:30 Eastern time. Okay, and the participants will go and begin to take over. This will lead to volatility ahead as the market mechanics begin to slowly take over and more sentiment leans one way or the other. Today will be a day to look at the market from a non biased, non headline fashion. And if you cannot do that, then that has the makings for disappointment from today's action. Okay, and we here shall be using the ranges and closes to keep us on the right side of the trade. Very, very important there. And we went over a brief plan in the morning call, and then this is the finalized report prior to market open. So that goes ahead and leaves us with SPY range today 393.25 to 397.59. Show you guys that 393.25, which is this line right there, and 397.59, which is that line right there. Okay, so that is ES 3968.50 to 4050. Okay, with SPY bulls seeking to not get too high today. Right, pay attention. Okay, this is done in the morning call. Not get too high today, and that leaves the door open for bears to take over. Some all-day volatility followed by end of the day sell-off, and we're still approaching that here shortly. So we'll see if we get there while we're on this video. But end of day sell-off would be for continuation for tomorrow or into next week. SPY bulls closing 15-minute candle above the range opens the door for a spike of 399.41. Where's 399.41? That would be this line right here. Okay. So going back to the idea on the day, SPY bulls closing a 60-minute candle above this spot makes it a must-hold area for the bulls, and that would be this white line right here. Okay, which is the 399.41. They can manage to get a 60-minute close. You're going to see this really stagnant. Try to hold and start to get really big pops. Or if they give that up, then we're in for the next down leg in the market. And we'll discuss that when that time comes in these recaps. But for now, that was today's plan. And then the bearish plan did not come to fruition today. I'll let you guys go ahead and pause that, read through it. My bear's sole mission today is to get below the range and more importantly, stay below the range, which obviously, as you guys see, we're unable to. All right, we had a very, very keen heads up that was happening bright and early. Let's go ahead and review the chart and we can discuss that more. Okay, so here is the chart in the morning. Not doing nothing, just waiting all through here, right here. Okay, so here's the range, this teal line we discussed, and this blue line. This was where price was expected to stay between all day today. And as you can see, it is quite accurate. And then a little bit after the market opens, our bots are running, our AI systems are running, and they are projecting forward prices and narrowing that down as time goes on. So yesterday, towards the end of the day after we shot the video, we ended up with this 88.25 right here. So put that up, plotted it on our chart for today. So if we get a fail through that, want to look for a short down to teal, which right here, this was after CPI. If you see this big action here, this was when the CPI was released. You get the initial algorithmic actions in the markets, just up and down, up and down. You wait for that to settle out, and then you can begin to trade. All right, here, it was a pretty good short. We did not take this one. Unfortunately, that one was the way it occurred didn't meet our criteria to enter a trade. Okay, now that drives price to get below. Okay, so that was back in the morning report. Now, right here is where we started to say, all right, the bots went ahead that this was a very low probability setup on the on our forward projected models. Okay, right here, started to see this was unlikely to sustain. Okay, and at this point, it had like a 33% probability of continuing downward. So it went ahead and started to build up a long position there. Get rid of that first line so you guys see correctly. Right in here, started to build up a long position, and then added a final chunk, and the stop was 58. Okay, so right here, you can see let me move my mouse. Right here, you can see this 56, 57, so 58 right there. Stop was just 58, and went ahead and unfortunately was stopped out on that little tail right there. We gave it a little bit of extra room. Everything just, it's unfortunate. Part of doing business in the market. Stopped out there, and that was going to be an all-day hold trade, which ended up working nice and beautifully. Did not re-enter this trade on an up thrust because the risk reward is now skewed and the trade is no longer the same. So our cost basis had to have been right in here or lower. Okay, ideally, like right where we were. Did not happen. That's okay. That's part of being a market participant. Then, so that's where the human element came in. That was the first stop out of the day. Put us at about 100 or put me at about 167 red or so. That's where this one comes in from. If I can find my mouse, go back to the live screen. Oh, there we go. So that's where this 167 red comes in from. So human element came in there, got a little flustered with that portion, and decided to just go ahead and wait, not begin into an over trading element. Discussed the next probability of the next setup, which was right in here. Okay. Once this started to fail out, our bot said we're going to go ahead and go for a back test of this teal line. Remember the 88.25? So this was a viable short right in this candle. It was prior to this orange one here. Okay, so prior to that one, right in here, we started to get that information and kind of froze up on it from a human emotional element. Right? It's like I don't want to begin over trading. I still felt a little flustered over this trade. That was really good size. That one would have played out very nicely, but did not occur. So where does that leave us? Went ahead and did nothing. Just sat tight during that trade, and that would have made for a nice trade. Said, okay, we'll wait for our next area. No biggie. Waited, did nothing for a little while. Right in here, remember the teal zone? You guys been watching these videos. We've been discussing these zones that automatically populate throughout the day when the bot says an attempted trade is about to occur. And right in here, started to see that this long was going to come into play. It just never gave the entry that I wanted. That was unfortunate. So sat tight, missed that portion. A lot of misses today between that one and this one. And then right here was actually doing some administrative tasks and missed the back test of the actual entry that I wanted. Right here gave the entry. I tried to hurry up and jump to the screen. I sent an order right there and missed it by just a bit. It just kept going and going. And by then that threw me over the edge with flustered of missing stuff. And I was in the middle of a meeting, administrative tasks for the business. So it was unfortunate to do that. A moderator went ahead and caught that. That was quite well for him. Ended up exiting, took in some profit there. Second push took more profit just before the new high. And his final take profit was right up here at the top of range. Very good trade for him. That's what put him break even or slightly green for the day, as you guys saw earlier in the video. And that was from, he was also stopped out on that trade there. So that made his day. Then after that, sat tight, didn't do nothing through all this, went to lunch, again, came back, and we discussed in the morning call that at some point today there would be a rather rapid sell off. Right? That was with a 58% probability. So that met our criteria to begin to look for that. Got back from lunch right around in here. And right here, we saw this starting to peak. Okay, and that's the bot gave us this 1550. It was right here or so. One of these three candles, when we got that 1550, would be the fail spot where we're going to go ahead and see a flush. And then ideally, what I was looking for was this to continue up a little higher and then round out and then have that flush. Did not happen that way. So again, another missed trade right here. Started to look for a short. Bot said went ahead and entered. I did not. Again, I wanted to see a little bit more of this. So did not enter that trade and went ahead and missed out on a great short. That was quite unfortunate. Tried to catch the backside of that trade up against the top of range, see if we would continue. Entered a short and was stopped out right in that area there. So that's unfortunate. Ended up not playing out and closed up the day just about $867.50 red. So overall, still a good day. And again, a lot of this is just management, right? Money management. Started to notice that I was off a little bit here, missed that trade, and I just took it easy. Missed that one. And then after that, no pushing, right? It becomes a lot of sitting, a lot of patience, a lot of thinking. And no trades, missed that one. Then, okay, didn't want to push anything else. And thankfully, right? We have a rule that your first loss is your best loss. Okay? Best loss of the day was there. After that, you can see it was a bunch of errors. When you start to pick up on those cues that you're making mistakes, things aren't going as normal, things aren't flowing like they normally do, take a step back, take a breather, go outside, get some fresh air. And that's essentially what we did today. Worked on administrative tasks. That's what made us miss this one. But for the most part, ended up being just a lot of sitting today. And then outside of that, there was really nothing else. Let's see here, go back to the room. You can see this is what the room looks like. And I'll show you guys the recent trades, the late. Here's our moderator. He had a pretty even flat day, and majority of the red came from that morning trade, the one I showed you guys, which was over here. Okay. Overall, bots worked out well, system worked out well, human element came into play today, which is always a factor in the markets. Great stuff. If you guys are enjoying these videos, be sure to like, comment down below. Let us know how you guys did today. If you guys were expecting a big move in CPI, you guys were expecting more of a move than what actually occurred. Let me know in the comments down below. I would really like to see what you guys were thinking about CPI today. And be sure to subscribe to these daily reports. Come join the community. Be a part of an environment built from the ground up to provide sustainability, long-term results, and help traders keep profits made. Our community is all about teaching the markets, sustainability, and consistency. Learn the markets with us and venture into the world of AI-driven success. For those of you interested, I'll go ahead and go over the website real quick. Here is the website. You just want to join in, take a look, have a peek here. This is everything we offer. If you don't have capital to get started, you can go with one of our funding partners. Posting blogs as often as possible here. Okay. Go ahead and read the blogs. Those are over recent trades, trade ideas, etc. You can just click here on what we offer. Take a look at our systems, what the indicators look like, what the mentorship looks like, etc. And you can sign up for a 7-day free trial. Take a look at some of the YouTube videos. Okay. And if you're interested in any of the free resources, you just come here, join the free Discord. There's no sales, no nothing. This is just an open area for traders to come in and be traders. No pushiness, no nothing. Just click on this link, join the free Discord, and come on in, ask questions. You can add myself, moderators, anybody in there. We're always there to help. Those of you interested for more of a mentorship or some of the services that we offer, come on in, click on more, and hit plans and pricing. All right. Outside of that, I thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll see you in tomorrow's recap. Later, guys.